Cybercage. Cybercage is a vision blocker utility that Cypher deploys instantly by throwing a cybernetic device forward. Once it lands on a flat surface, the cage becomes invisible and stays in place indefinitely, unless picked up during the buy phase. After the round begins, it cannot be retrieved. Cypher can remotely activate any deployed cybercage. When triggered, the device generates a vertical, hollow cylinder of opaque white smoke, centered on its location. This smoke blocks vision and serves as a deterrent for pushing enemies. If an enemy crosses through the edge of the smoke, an audible cue will play, alerting Cypher and his team to their presence. The smoke's open-ended cylindrical shape means it extends both above and below the activation point. This typically goes unnoticed when used on flat terrain, but it becomes more visually pronounced when activated near elevation changes, such as slopes, ledges, or drops, where the vertical edges of the cylinder can be seen extending downward. As the effect nears expiration, the cylinder's outer walls begin to collapse from the top down, visually indicating the ability's remaining duration. Spycam. Spycam is an intel ability that Cypher must equip before casting. While equipped, his crosshair changes to a placement indicator that highlights viable vertical surfaces for deploying the camera. When the crosshair turns blue, the selected position is valid, meaning the surface is tall enough, within a set vertical limit relative to Cypher's current height, and inside the camera's maximum deployment range. A red crosshair indicates an invalid location. Once cast, the camera travels to the designated spot, briefly sets up, and then becomes invisible. Cypher can recall the camera at any time, putting it on a short cooldown before it can be used again. After deployment, Cypher can take control of the Spycam. Doing so makes the device visible and locks Cypher in place, leaving him exposed to attacks and other abilities. From the camera's perspective, he can look around within a hemispherical field of view. If the camera spots an enemy, they will hear a looping audio cue while they are actively being watched. The camera always resumes facing the direction Cypher was looking before exiting it last. If Cypher takes damage while viewing through the Spycam, the feed will be terminated. While controlling the Spycam, Cypher can fire a tracking dart at visible enemies. If hit, the dart sticks to the target and intermittently reveals their location, using static silhouette pings. To remove the dart, the affected agent must pause and channel for a few seconds. Enemies can destroy the Spycam by damaging it, which also notifies Cypher's team of its destruction. If Cypher is killed or suppressed, the camera will deactivate and its position will be revealed. Trapwire. Trapwire is primarily an intel ability that Cypher must equip before casting. While equipped, his crosshair is replaced with a placement indicator that turns blue when aimed at a valid pair of opposing terrain surfaces, such as wall-to-wall or floor-to-ceiling. The maximum span between attachment points is limited, and Cypher must also be within a certain distance to place the wire. When cast, a wire travels to the target location, attaches between the 2 points, and becomes invisible. After deploying, Cypher can retrieve placed wires at any time to regain the charge without a cooldown. Once active, Trapwire stays deployed indefinitely unless destroyed or disabled. Enemies approaching the wire will detect its presence just before entering its trigger range. It becomes faintly visible and emits a humming sound. They can destroy it by damaging either of its 2 anchor points. Cypher and his allies are notified when a wire is destroyed. If triggered by a player or deployable entering close proximity, the trap instantly reveals itself, tethers and slows the enemy, and applies a real-time silhouette reveal effect. If left undestroyed after the short windup, the wire then concusses the enemy and deals a small amount of damage. The trap then rearms itself a short moment later if it's still intact. If Cypher is killed or suppressed, any of his active trap wires will deactivate and visibly expose their attachment points. Neural theft. Neural theft is an intel ultimate ability that Cypher can activate instantly when near the corpse of a dead enemy agent. To cast the ability, Cypher targets the corpse and throws his hat toward it. Once the hat reaches the body, It begins a brief wind-up. After the wind-up, Neural Theft reveals the locations of all remaining living enemies on the map using still image silhouettes. This first reveal is followed by a second identical reveal after a short delay, giving Cypher and his team 2 chances to gather positional information and plan accordingly. The ability is powerful for both gathering crucial intel during clutch scenarios and coordinating team pushes or retakes.
I bet you can click on the next video before the time runs out. 3, 2, 1. You lose.